Tennessee too good. It's different. And I think Coach Batson's done an amazing job this summer. We've had a great offseason, great winter, great spring. So guys are hungry, ready to go.
What about you as far as the family and everything? How's the family?
Oh yeah, family's good. Got my youngest son Spencer. He's up at Murray State, getting ready to play football there. And got my oldest son Brody here, getting ready for his fourth year. Clemson long snapper. It's good.
Tell me about just Ronan Hannafin's familiarity with the defense.
Yeah, you know, Ronan, moving over from receiver last year, just kind of got thrown in there and had not played a lot of defense. The spring has been really, really good for him. Even last fall was really good for him, just to learn defense, get back into it. I mean, he's a great defensive player in high school, so it's not like he's never played defense before. But coming in the spring, learning coach's new system defensively has just been really, really good for him. And you know, he's getting better every single day with it. You know, mentally, physically, he's a freakish athlete. He can run, jump, hit. He's got great size. He's got all the physical attributes. He can run with anybody, can cover. But just learning all the aspects of defense is what he really needed to hone in on, and that's what he's done. And he works extremely hard at doing it. So I'm really excited about his progress.
What's it look like for you guys as a defense preparing for a big week one game against LSU? Is there something that you guys are kind of sticking with as far as preparing for that game, or what's it going to look like?
Well, you know, it all starts the same. I mean, that's game one. It all starts the same in our preparation. We just have to, you know, get the installs, the day one, day two, day three installs, get all that stuff in, and make sure we got everybody in the positions that they need to be in. And we need to just got a lot of work to do to get them ready for such a big challenge.
How do you replace RJ, I guess, sort of? How big of a void was that, and what are your thoughts on
Well, you know, RJ was like a coach on the field. But you take, you know, I would never say you replace RJ, but you get Khalil Barnes, who now, I mean, he's had a lot of snaps. He's going into his third year as a starter, and he takes over that leadership role. You know, it's kind of how we do things here. You know, you get that experience and you pass it on down to the next guy in line. I think KB's that next guy that brings that knowledge and the ability to play all the positions back there, same as RJ. You know, he could play multiple spots from the nickel position to both safeties. I mean, he could even play corner if we had to. But to answer your question, I think KB would be the next guy, you know, just because of his knowledge of the defense.
Do you, beyond him, what kind of question marks, I guess, do you have?
Well, I mean, I don't have any question marks. I think we've done a good job recruiting guys. So we've got guys in place that are competing for starting positions. You got Ricardo Jones, you got Ronan Hannafin, you got Colin Griffin. Those three guys right there have played and had really good springs. They're hungry to get in there and have an opportunity to start for a position. You got Rob Billings and Colin Webb, who are going into their third year, and I know they're excited to compete for one of those starting positions as well. Jakarion Keenan he's a mid-year freshman, true freshman coming in. Noah Dixon, Joe Wilkinson. I mean, those are good football players. You know, just waiting for an opportunity to compete and play.
So you don't share the belief that they are, you don't think there's many questions as some others, right? I guess on the outside, just looking at them.
Well, I mean, those guys got to come in and they got to do it. That's for sure. I think they're good. I think we got some good football players. You got to prove it on the big stage, and you know, there's no bigger stage than playing for Clemson. So those guys have got to come out and prove it. But those kids have the ability to do it, and to do it at a high level. They got to come in and do it. And those guys have put in the work. I mean, those guys have been working hard in the offseason, preparing for their moment. Shoot, those guys were working hard, you know, as backup players in the past, to prepare for this moment. I mean, it's a big stage, and it's not an easy transition. But you know, I feel like we got the pieces to do it, and to do it at a high level.
Do you think Hannafin also brings some of that versatility?
Absolutely. You know, I think Ronan's biggest thing is just, you know, he hadn't played defense. You know, he came in and played offense, and then last year we moved into defense. So just the familiarity with it this spring, getting all those reps was extremely important. And for him to get all those reps, and just every day he got better. You know, every day he built on something he needed to improve on, and he got better. The thing with Ronan, you know, you talk about his versatility, is his size and speed. You know, kind of reminds you of Tanner Muse type guy, because he's a big physical safety. He's going to come downhill and hit, but he can run. He's got great speed, and he works extremely hard to learn the defense and to play at a high level. He's hungry and wants to play at a high level. As is Ricardo Jones and Colin Griffin.
What are the biggest gains you think Colin needs to make heading into this year?
I think he needs to be a better tackler. I think that's number one with him. Talking about Colin Griffin.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Colin Griffin. I think that's the biggest thing. He needs to be a better tackler. He's good in coverage. He's got great vision. He's got good range as a safety. He's a really smart kid. You know, he understands how the defense works, a lot like R.J. Mickens. He's gotten stronger in the weight room this summer. That's the biggest thing.
The safety room is really young. How beneficial is it to have a guy like Tyler Reynolds who can kind of be that extra coach, whether it's on the field or just on the practice?
Yeah, I think it's great. Tyler's he's a great ambassador to the group. He knows the defense. Obviously, he comes from, you know, with his dad, family background. But, you know, he's going on a 6 year being here too. So I mean, he's seen a lot of different defenses, a lot of different coverages, a lot of different pressures. He's seen a lot of things that he can impart on the group, and he does it in a humble way to help the group. So I think it's very beneficial. You know, when you have a guy like that works as hard as he does, and he's already graduated, so he's got a little extra time to pull guys in, do a little extra film work with those young guys, and then those young guys, you know, they look up to him, you know, for answers to their questions. So I think it's very beneficial.
Is he a guy that's going to lean on and off the field and show those guys what it means to be in Clemson?
Absolutely.
You mentioned tackling with Griffin. Just overall, how much of a difference has there been, I think, that you think with Coach Allen, just the entire offseason focusing on that?
Yeah, so coming into the spring, just our tackling circuit that we did every day, I think put a great emphasis on tackling to the players and the techniques and the fundamentals. I mean, this game is all about tackling, especially on our side of the ball. You hear the old cliche, blocking. This game's about blocking and tackling. Well, tackling is something you got to work on. You got to practice, and Coach Allen's definitely brought that in. We started every practice with a tackling circuit where we were working on working on different aspects and different techniques of tackling, and I think it's going to pay dividends.
Has that been his biggest impact so far, you think? Just behind the scenes? Anything else?
I think he's impacted in a lot of ways. I think he's impacted the staff, the defensive staff with his leadership. Number one, investing in us. I think he really empowers his coaches to coach and to do their job, which I love the empowerment that he gives us. The accountability for the coaches, the accountability for the players is extremely high. You saw the videos of the up downs, the push-ups, and things like that we do at the end of practice for effort, for things that have not been doing right. He holds accountable to those. He holds the players and the coaches accountable to that. I think he's a really good leader, and I think everybody has taken to his leadership.
Head coach of the defense.
Absolutely. He's the head coach of the defense, but he's caring as well. So he's very personable. He's met with all the players individually. He's prescribing, giving them books to read, just really investing in the lives of the players and the coaches, for that matter.
What's Tyler Reynolds? He's been here for so long.
These 6 years.
What does he provide?
And before that, with his dad,
for the
he's
young guys.
turning
He's been
around.
around this program for so long, but
Yeah.
he's the guy that can actually get out there on the field.
Yeah.
And
He's like Pete Rose, right? So he's like the Pete Rose of Clemson football. He can do a lot of things. So he can. But he's a great ambassador for the program. He's a great leader for the safety group. He's a great leader for the defense. So this summer, we can't meet with the players, so he goes in there and he runs the meetings. So he's been great with that.
can he still be an impactful player?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, he's battled some injuries, he's dealt with some stuff, but is he still an important part of that group
Absolutely.
on the field?
Absolutely.
What does he bring?
Well, I think the biggest thing he brings knowledge, but Tyler's more athletic than people think. He can really run, he can change direction, he's physical. He's battled hamstring injuries, he's battled he's torn his pec a couple of times. He's just said he had some neck problems last year, but Tyler's a really good football player.
Is he back to 100%?
He's back to 100% and ready to go. So he definitely could be an impactful player.
What have you learned over the years when you have an opponent like you do right off the bat? Does that help with attention to detail throughout camp, knowing that your guys got to be playing their best football pretty quickly, especially in the secondary, especially when you're going up against a quarterback and wide receivers and talent?
Yeah, I think it doesn't hurt, that's for sure. But every game I think since I've been here, the opener has been, has been a heavyweight match. So, it's just part of coming. That's why you come to Clemson. To play games like this, to play in big games. That's why you come here. So, it's exciting.
And especially for me, what's it like to get your son now?
Oh man, it's great.
You go and you watch him play when he was in high school, but now he's here, man.
Yeah.
You see him all the time. What has that been like?
It's been great. Brody's battled some. He's had 3 labrum surgeries and so forth. He came in and he was going to play safety, and then he moved to punter and long snapper. So now he's focusing on long snapping. But having him around is great. He's a great kid. Got a great smile and always upbeat, always positive. But it's awesome having him here.
A guy like Ricardo Jones, who got a good bit of experience last year, what are the areas you're looking for him to improve in this year?
I'm ready for him to compete for a starting job. I think it's time for him to step into that role. I think he's got an opportunity to do that. The biggest thing for him is he's got to get the opportunity, and he's got to take advantage of the opportunities that he gets. Just see him make plays. He had, I don't know, 18 or so interceptions as a high school player. But this guy's a ball hawk coming out of high school. We chose to play him as a true freshman. He came in and he got some good playing time. But I'm really looking for him to be that ball hawk that he was in high school. That's what he needs to do. He don't need to be anybody different. He just needs to be himself. But go out there and make those plays. Physically, it was important for him in the offseason to get bigger and stronger, which he's done. To become a better tackler in that area. He's done that, so I'm anxious to see him get started.
With revenue share coming on July 1st, has it been difficult kind of avoiding those like money conversations out?
Yeah, we don't. Coach Sweeney takes that off the coaches. So we have Coach Sorrells will be talking about that later. But we have a general manager now that he handles all that. We just go out and do our job. We don't deal with that. Thank goodness.
How has it been working with a new guy like Tom Allen as compared to a guy like Wes Goodwin, who was kind of a homegrown guy who was in the program for a long time?
Well, first of all, Wes was awesome to work with, extremely intelligent, smart, great football coach, and he's going to do great things, where he is now. Coach Allen, great leader, really commands the room with the coaches and the players. There's a high level of accountability for the coaches and the players, and he's got a wealth of knowledge and experience. And he's been a head coach, obviously at Indiana, but been a head coach in high school. He's had to manage different age groups of kids, coaches. He's kind of seen it all. But Wes came in, without that experience, but he's an extremely intelligent person, and he's going to be he is a great coach.
I remember this time last year you talked a lot about RJ kind of being the safety help back on the back end. Is that kind of what you're expecting out of Khalil Barnes this year to take that step? Absolutely.
I think, Khalil, this will be his third year as a starter, and Khalil's he's a gym rat, for lack of a better term, but he's in there all the time watching film, studying the defense, calling, texting, asking questions, but players listen to him. Players are drawn to certain players, and he's one of those types of players that guys gravitate towards, just like RJ, because he knows so much. He has a wealth of knowledge when it comes, because he's got the experience. He's still got a lot to learn. We're learning a brand new defense. We spent 15 days installing, so in the spring. So there's still a lot. We still got a long way to go and a lot to learn. But absolutely, he's a guy that we're all leaning on for his leadership and his ability. And he can play like RJ. He can play multiple spots on the back end.
I wanted to ask about that too. Just what is his mindset like when you guys kind of last year started saying, we kind of want you to play on the back end, not so much by the line of scrimmage. How did he kind of take that on, and is that kind of what you expect this year as well?
Yeah, he was great. He's a total team player, willing to do whatever it takes, and then I'll pull him off every now and then and say, hey, you sure? It's just me and you one-on-one, and he's the coach. I'm great. Whatever's best for the team.
For the spring, Ronan, what did you see from him? Kind of what are the next steps?
Yeah, super excited about Ronan. Just every day just took another step. Every day took a step to get better and better and better. I compared him kind of to Tanner Muse, a big physical safety that can run. He can really, really run, a lot like Tanner could run. For big guys like that, it's just not normal. But for him, athletically, physically, as a tackler, all those things, it is not going to be a problem. He's grasping concepts. That's where I've seen the most growth, and throughout the next 3 or 4 weeks that in camp, just excited to see that growth continue because we've seen it over the summer. We're not with the kids, but just here getting feedback, from him that, hey coach, I did this today, or hey coach, I did this that today, or whatever. So just really excited about his potential.
Ricardo.
Yeah, Ricardo, ball hawk safety, back there. You got a big, long safety back there on the back end. He's smart, a lot like RJ. When you think about his instincts, he knows where to be at the right time. And he makes plays. This is a guy that had like 18 interceptions in high school. Man, he makes plays on the ball. I think it was important for him to get stronger in the weight room, to take a 16, 17, game season, to prepare his body for that. But, he's gonna take off. He's gonna be a really, really good player. He's really smart. Like he understands the game. Just needs that experience. There's nothing like game experience, and he got a lot of that on special teams last year, to prepare him for this, and then he got some back there at safety as well.
What about Noah's game translate to being able to play some nickel as well as the back?
Yep. So we've been cross training him to do both spots, and Noah is a physical, freakish type guy. I mean, he can really run, strong, big, fast. He's got all the intangibles to be good. He needs to learn the defense, and obviously he's learning a whole new defense, new concepts, and his growth will come with knowledge. As much time as he can spend in the film room is going to be beneficial for him.
You mentioned Hannafin's progression in this offseason. Who would you say in your safety room has improved the most in this past offseason? If you can even name it.
To be honest with you, I think they've all improved. When we get out on there, get on the field, I'll have a better answer for you. But the work ethic, these guys get up early, they train really hard. We got great kids here, and I'm not having to push them to do those things. They're all really, really working good. I would say Colin Griffin, I would say Ricardo Jones, I would say Ronan Hannafin, Billings, Webb, KB, Tyler Venables even. I mean, all those guys. Kari Keenan. I mean, he's made great strides. I'm super excited about him and his potential. I think he's a really, really good player.
Good for now. I'll resume it if we have more guys or just hang around for a couple more minutes.
So, Coach, we're going to go there next. Got about 5 minutes left here. Someone may come up here. Want to hang here for 4 minutes. Miss Brody baseball.
Yeah, I know. We missed it too.
I think we really could have used his attitude. He had a great attitude. Kept things loose, and I really wish he was there for that. I think it could have made a difference. It's his attitude, but I'm sure it was a tough situation.
Well, you know what? God has a plan for everybody. It is what it is. It's just can't throw. Shoulder just I know Coach was. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I heard is he still long snapping and hunting, but doing both?
I think he's just going to hone in on the long snapping part of it.